have an introduction, but Diane G's here. Welcome to a chasual on TarotStache. Tonight, I'm meeting Diane G on camera for the first time. It's the first time we've met. Many of you know her from the chats, especially with Linda de Gonzalez, and Diane as an Akashic Records reader and a psychic emotional healer who helps people reconnect with soul truth and align with the highest path. So tonight, we're going to trace a little bit of her origin story, find out what brings her joy, and how she works with her spirit team to help individuals release emotional baggage from this life and other lifetimes. So settle in, bring your curiosity, and add your questions about Diane G in the chat. We may get to those. Diane, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Gerald.
I'm thrilled. Oh, and this is a chasual on TarotStache. Thanks for being here. That's Diane G. By the way, all of our links are below. Included are the links to where you can contact both of us for private readings. If you would like to do that, feel free to contact us. Chasuals are now also available as a podcast currently on YouTube Music, so you don't necessarily have to watch. You can listen. So if you want to re-listen to this, excellent. Feel free. And and like and subscribe because it's free. Thumbs up. By the way, is this driving you nuts not to be in the comments and posting a whole bunch of stuff?
Kind of. I'm used to modding, so it's like, oh, I have my hands free.
Yes, I know. And by the way, everybody, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please do not make decisions based on what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really. We are simulcasting, so right here you can see the chat from both channels. Currently, Diane is at 259 subscribers. I would love to get her up to 300. So share this with all of your friends and all of that good stuff so that we can sort of make that happen.
Thank you.
Yes, and now I'm going to stop talking and go, Diane, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Gerald. I'm nervous, but also excited at the same time.
Oh, well, I am so glad I've made you nervous. That means really, clear and direct answers that no. So, in your world, it is in the morning.
Yes, it is. It's 7 a.m. in the morning. So if people don't know yet, I'm from the Philippines, so I'm from the other side of the world.
Okay. So one of the many reasons that Diane is so good at what she does is she's in the future.
Yes.
And she knows how a lot of things are going to work out.
True.
Oh my gosh. So we have, of course, a lot of people here. And I do want to say hello to the best chatters, the work lurkers, the best lurkers, and the future lurkers. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I am going to try to quickly scan to see who's here because right now we've got so many people watching. Oh, look, and Diane G is here. So Leah, Linda de Gonzalez, Jax, Aaron. We have Annie Bear, Gary, Amethyst Lapis Terra. Ooh, Amethyst Lapis. What a nice combination.
Yeah.
Nalani Hypnicity, Viviani. Oh yeah, Leah's hands are busy. And I did see Annie Bear is actually cooking or something like that. Michelle is here. Hello, Millie.
Yeah.
Purple Elephant Deb H has arrived. What a lovely day is here. Oh, and here you go. This is good endorsement. I've had
Thank you
2
so much, Annie Bear.
meetings with Diane G. Millie is here. Okay, so I'm probably missing a lot of people. Spiritual Alchemy with Julie. Hello. There's a whole lot more to that name. Irene is here. Eternal Light. Michelle Marie. Oh, gosh. Boy, everything is hopping. I love
Wow.
it. I love this.
Thank you
So,
so much, everyone, for being with us today.
yes. And by the way, I am now going to actually put the banner up that I had created especially for this. So, there you go. Tortoiseshell Moon Kathy and Heather is here. Hello. And and she goes, Diane, a face to go with the name.
Hi, Heather.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, great reader. Sonia's getting a lot of support for that, and so even more people. Oh, and you probably know Deb by her real name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, White Dragon's here. Lovely to see everybody here. I am very excited. I
So am
was,
I.
I'm excited backstage. Diane G does not know, but I texted Linda Day Gonzalez, and I'm like, I'm backstage with Diane, and I'm really excited. but hey, but a chasual is our opportunity to get to know more about Diane G. So while you're watching, take some time, listen in, and see how you connect with what she's saying. I would imagine there's going to be a lot of people who are coming to your channel for the first time, I hope.
I
And
hope so too.
her, one of the mods, feel free to put her channel in the chat. It is in the description, as are all the ways to contact her. And this is the story that this is the start that everybody freaks out when I go, you know, what's your origin story?
Oh my gosh. It's very nerve wracking to tell about origin stories, especially when you're an introvert, and I am. So, as I've mentioned earlier, I am from the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
I found out the community through Annie Bear, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Annie Bear. You're like my gateway to the whole community. Um, but before, finding the community, I wasn't really into the woo-woo per
Mm.
se. I grew up in the Philippines. It's a very Roman Catholic country. And so we do have like folklores about spirits, but mostly they are scary stuff. Like for
Okay.
me, elementals are scary initially because I know that they played pranks. At least that's how I was raised. That elementals are scary because they play pranks. We have monsters and stuff like that. So growing up, I wasn't very much into the woo woo, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well,
until
that makes a lot of sense, especially when there's a scary element of it.
yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And then we had like healers. I would go to healers when I was a child when I had medical issues that the doctors couldn't really understand. But we do it in very hushed tones. So that's the
Oh,
environment that I grew up in.
mhm.
But I wasn't very much into the woo woo until recently, and by recently, like a year before the pandemic, so 2019. I
Okay.
think that's the time when I really started to go into meditation. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the start of my spiritual awakening, I think. Um so yeah, that's how I started.
Okay. So you were talking about good meditation. Can you tell us a little bit more about the meditations that you did?
Yeah, I used to just listen to guided meditations on YouTube.
Okay. That's
I
great,
was
actually.
yeah, I was into YouTube. One of the favorite channels and meditators that I frequently go to is David G. So I would listen to his guided meditations. And
Mm-hmm.
then usually I did it after jogging. I love to jog.
Oh,
And
okay.
after jogging, I have rest time. And during the rest time, that's when I sit under a huge canopy of trees and then I meditate.
Mhm.
And
Um,
David, Annie Bear is asking David Chang. It's David G. David and then J.I.
David J.I.
Yeah, David G. J.I.
Okay.
I think it's based in California.
Okay. By the way,
Yeah.
have you thought to ask David to be a guest on your channel?
Oh no, I haven't. I haven't really had many guests or any guests in my channel, to be honest.
Well, then,
Um,
yeah. Okay.
but in the future, maybe.
Okay. I'm just saying, live dangerously. It's not dangerous. What's the worst thing that could happen? He say yes.
Oh,
So,
that would be a dream.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So, oh, and Heather posted it for us. Thanks, Heather.
Thank you.
Thanks, Heather. So, so what about your spiritual path? Tell
Spiritual
us about
path.
that.
Yeah. So I started with the meditations, and then at some point, there were some guided meditations that encourages us to connect with our guides. So before meditating, we would ask questions. And then during meditations, we would like feel into our body or listen in or just focus into our third eye. And at some point, I heard my guides. They really would answer my question.
Wow.
And initially, I thought I was a bit hesitant and doubting myself. Like, am I making this up? Is this
Oh,
really happening? I don't know if you've experienced something like that, Gerald.
oh
Well,
yeah, of course. I'm just like going, huh, well, I just thought of all of this. And it's like, no, you're getting information and stop trying. And see, when that happens to me and I'm like going, oh, I'm just making it up. Part of that it's giving me an opportunity to grow and to expand my understanding of the world around me. So I go, okay, if that's one of my guides, what am I going to do with that? What am I going
oh,
to do with that? And then here, this may blow your mind. And by the way, I did give Diane an opportunity I said, feel free to ask me any question too.
mhm.
So there you go. And so she's turned the table, you know, 12 minutes in, she's already flipping the switch. Well, so part of what I did is if perhaps one of my spirit guides is me in the past or the
The future.
future
Yeah,
telling me information that I need to know.
yeah.
Why not?
Sometimes we call them the higher self.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an
Hmm.
interesting thing. So,
Yeah. So I was doing meditations, and then I would also listen to podcasts and read books. And one of the books that I read is called The Emotion Code
okay.
by Dr. Nelson Bradley. And that was the start of my healing journey. And by healing, I mean me doing the healings.
Hmm.
But the emotion code focuses more on the present, and it's a different way of thinking. Like your subconscious is the one telling you things. But the way I do it, I kind of tweaked it with how I communicate with my guides. So yeah, that's how I started with healing.
Hmm. I love that. It's because this is I think it's really interesting to find out how people discover their spirituality,
Mhm.
learn how to talk about their spirituality, because I
Yeah,
think a lot of times people that I've read for personally, they have a spirituality, yet they don't necessarily have the language to explain it.
yeah,
They will have an emotion around it. And
yeah,
it's like, okay. And so I think what you're describing, Diane, is really powerful. Listening to podcast, reading books,
yeah.
and resonating with it. So,
Yeah, the interesting thing about podcasts and YouTube videos, like I know a lot of people are watching us right now, and some may resonate with us and some may not, and that's okay. But I encourage everyone to look more into the things that resonate with them, because that's how I really went down my spiritual path, is just following the things that would resonate with me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I actually learned how to heal people.
Ah, okay. That's Linda, Linda de Gonzalez and Deborah Zackow and I recently did a show, Creativity Conversations, about following the fascination. And what you just described is following what resonates.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I also think a lot of times what resonates is something, and this is for Gerald. Oh, yeah, and so sometimes what resonates for me is something that doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel correct, and it's not correct for me. And part of what I need to do is I need to explore that so I can unwind it and to
Mm-hmm.
go, oh, okay, that doesn't work for me. So now I know one thing that doesn't work for me. That means
Yeah.
other things can. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, yeah. Oh, and here you go. Barb P says, so much resonates. Often it's overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Well, have you noticed that? Is that something that happens for you, that
So,
things can be overwhelming?
yes, things can be overwhelming, especially when, but for me, it's more like when things make sense, but it doesn't go well with the previous things that I knew. Because again, I was raised
Oh,
Catholic, and initially it was very hard for me to wrap my mind around some spiritual concepts because it didn't fit with the Catholic narrative. So that was a challenge for me at the beginning. But then I realized, but what if this is what is the truth for me?
hmm,
And then where the shift started for me,
yeah.
because I aligned with what is true with me.
Hmm. So you were raised Catholic.
Yeah,
I
I'm a
was raised.
recovering Catholic.
I was raised Catholic as well, and I am a fully recovered Catholic.
Ooh,
Boom.
that's a flex.
Yeah, that is a flex. Sorry. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, I'm fully recovered. Hmm. There we go. But I think what's really interesting is when 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 we start to come into our own spirituality. For me, it doesn't discount what I already had
Mhm.
on board. It is supplements it. It
Yeah.
gives way. Annie Bear asked a question and she said, is your family open to your explorations?
Some of them are, but I can't. But we like do it in hushed tones, you know. I
Mhm.
think if I tell my parents about what I'm doing, it's possible that I can be disowned.
Oh, isn't that frightening?
Yeah, it is. But I'm thankful that my siblings are more open to this, especially my sister. She might be watching. Hi, hi, ate.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, and thank you for supporting me in my journey.
Mm, yeah. And I think that's a really interesting thing. When one is on their spiritual path, finding others who have a similar spiritual path or
Oh
someone who
yeah,
can support you really makes it it makes it easier to continue and explore.
yeah. That's why I really appreciate our community that we have here on YouTube,
Mhm,
because I can't really talk about this outside, like with a lot of people. It's just with a few friends and a few family members. But
mhm,
in here, I feel like we are on the same journey. We are on the same boat, and that's
mhm.
really beautiful.
Yeah. And some of us are in the back of the boat, some of us are on the side of the
Yeah,
boat, some of us are in the front, some of us are holding on to the side of the boat, but I think, you know,
yeah,
anyhow.
and we love each one regardless of where they are.
Yes, exactly. So tell us about or share, about your spirit team. You have a spirit team.
Yes, I do.
I would love to know how this came to be. She's so excited about this.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
Usually, I heard that people name their spirit team as a collective, but I know them personally, like each one of them. So I'm very, very
Nice.
excited about this. Most of the time, I work with the Galactics. I have a lot of galactic spirit guides and
Mhm.
angelic spirit guides or angels in my team. When I'm doing Akashic Records readings, I work with the Akashic Records masters. So I have three of them. And then my main guide currently is Archangel Metatron. So
Mhm.
I really connect well with the archangels and the angels
Mhm.
and the galactics. Yeah.
Okay.
Um I'm going to show this a bit early. So I have this pendulum. It's
Mhm.
Thor's hammer. Part of the reason why I have this is because I have a Norse god guide, but he's not Thor. He's the father of Thor. Thor. He's Odin. I work a lot with Odin as
Oh,
well for
nice. Okay.
protection.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So
so,
yeah,
okay,
when
let me remove that so that you can show it if you want. Go
this
for
one,
it.
it's a Norse hammer Mjolnir. It's an
Mhm.
ode to Odin.
Yes. I think
Yeah.
that's really, really powerful. And yeah, people are loving that pendulum. They're
Mhm.
loving that pendulum. So, okay, galactic spirit guides,
Mhm.
archangels, Akashic records masters. How did you come to know your spirit team?
Oh, okay. Initially, I would channel using my pendulum. Like I used to have an alphabet mat.
Oh,
I don't have it right now, but I would ask them, "Hey, what's your name? Are
mhm.
you of love and light? And are you my spirit guide?" And initially, the first spirit guide that stepped forward was an Arcturian. She was my first main guide in this lifetime. I kind of switched halfway, but she was the first, and she really she really made me feel at ease with having galactic guides. Initially, I was weirded out, to be honest,
Okay.
with having galactic spirit guides because, come on, aliens? Like spirituality is one thing, and then we're talking about aliens, and like, I didn't realize that those two can go together. And now it fascinates me more than it weirds me out.
Mhm. Well, and okay, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, the idea of off planet and angels, archangels, and Akashic masters, it's odd for people.
yeah. Initially, but once I got to know them,
Mhm.
I realized that regardless of how they looked like or where they come from, these beings, my spirit team, they all love me. And they are all here to help me. And so I
Ah,
know them by name because I ask them each time they come in because I feel a different energy whenever someone new comes in. So they would come forward one by one when I communicate with them every morning, usually while I was meditating, or
mhm.
sometimes when I pick up my pendulum and ask questions. I'm like, oh, this is different. Are you a new guide? And then I form a bond with them and I ask them, okay, what are you here to help me? What
Ah,
are you here to help me with? And some of them are there for protection. Some of them are there for healing. And then I ask them, hey, are you here for my personal healing, or are you here to help me to help heal others rather?
that's a good question. It's a very
Yeah,
good question.
thank you.
Yeah. And I think what you're describing is something that would be beneficial for everyone to do
Hmm.
in some way or another. Using a pendulum, some people would use cards, some people would use a spirit board.
Hmm.
There's lots of different ways to do it.
Hmm.
So, okay, I want to get caught up on some of the chat. We've had amazing chat, and I've probably have missed a lot of people. Heather did say, Odin, how freaking cool, Diane. And that Aaron was like uncool. So that's why you use that. Well, and I did ask backstage. I was like going, I see you have a pendulum, and I mean, you're not messing with this one. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I
so
use a few pendulums. Like I usually use two when I'm doing readings, and one
mhm,
is a small one and one is a
mhm.
big one. I use this one most often when I'm on camera because it registers well.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. And Annie Bear said I should copy you, Diane. Never occurred to me to make an alphabet board thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Heather says, I understand I am hesitant with galactic beings, aliens, and it is one of those things. It does take an adjustment.
It does.
So, and more people have come in.
Hi,
So
everyone.
right now, we have 38 people watching on two different channels. And so this is wonderful. Thanks everybody for being here. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to both of our channels. I'm trying to get Diane to 300 subscribers. We're not getting off here until she has 300 subscribers.
Oh
Um,
dear.
yeah, Jules Learning to Listen said, love your close relationship with your guides. We all need this kind of connection. Build trust with our teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to learn their backstories and what they're helping me out with.
Yes.
It
Well, I
helps
mean,
build a rapport.
yeah. Well, and building a rapport, it's as easy as I'm going to have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Do you want one? And you sit down and you
Yeah.
sort of get to know them. We do have a question from Michelle here. How do you ask with the pendulum? Is it with some kind of Ouija board?
Oh, just for the basics. We have different kinds of pendulums. I usually use copper ones. I believe this one is
Hmm.
copper underneath. All have different kinds of yeses and nos, but for me, my yes is clockwise movement of the pendulum,
Hmm.
and my no is counterclockwise. So
Yes.
whenever I ask my guides, I call them out by name, and then I ask them a question.
Hmm.
Metatron, could you please show me yes? He's always game with this, so I always ask Metatron. So this is Metatron showing me yes. Thank you. Could you please show me no? And then it changes the direction
Hmm.
to a counterclockwise movement.
Yeah.
But it's different for everyone.
It is.
Um,
And yeah, it is. It's one of those things. Using the pendulum is a very personal, it's a very intimate relationship.
mhm.
So,
And
and
it's
so,
always important to use protection first, like saying a protection prayer. Just
mhm.
like using tarot cards,
Oh yeah.
protection is always important.
Well, and I think it is. I think it's a really important thing. It's part of what I encourage before I sit down to do a live. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, but I'm lighting incense, I'm saying
Yeah.
prayers, I'm setting things up, I'm doing, I'm doing that sort of thing. So we have two
Yeah.
questions. One is, where is it? But how do you get your guides' names with the pendulum?
Okay.
That's yeah, because you were using a letter board.
Hmm. So I used to have like a pendulum chart like this. I don't know if that. Okay,
Ah,
there we
there
go.
you go. Hmm.
But the initial one had letters on them. So I would ask, "What's your name?" But that is when I've really made sure that they're of love and light. I ask first, "Are you of love and light?" I ask it 3 times just to make sure that there are no tricksters that are coming in.
Yes.
And then I ask for their name, and then it would swing. And it used to take me forever. But that's how I started. I don't do that now. I hear them more clearly now. But yeah, that's how I started.
Yeah. And there are, and Barb P mentioned you can download pendulum boards from Etsy to print. You can find them in multiple places. So yeah, the pendulum with the alphabet is good. I
Hmm.
also really appreciate how you ask it multiple times.
Yeah. Because
So
when we got tricksters, they would tell you lies. So just to make sure, I don't know what's with the three, but I think it's more than the 369 energy. So
mhm,
I ask them 3 times, and then when I'm sure that I'm talking with an entity or a being that is one of my guides or is of love and light, that's when I proceed. Because
yeah.
sometimes we get pranksters.
Oh, of
It
course.
happens to me. It happens to everyone.
Well, and
Yeah.
and part of it is being open and aware enough, and to have yourself grounded enough so that you can notice when you have those
Yeah.
tensions.
Yeah.
Okay, Denise has asked this twice, and Denise asked it in capital letters. What website to order that pendulum?
Oh, this is actually a keychain. I made it into a pendulum. I got a keychain because I really wanted a Thor hammer for a pendulum, but there weren't any available, so I made it. I bought the chain, and then I just
Yeah,
turned it into a pendulum. I
there you
didn't
go.
realize that it was this big, to be honest, but it turned
I
out perfect.
I think in this case size does matter. I think
Yeah.
that's really really good. Melina said, "Can we use anything as a pendulum, or it needs to be something specific?" How would you answer this?
Um,
Because I have an answer for this.
there are things that work better for me. I do have crystal pendulums, but I started out with copper ones. This is the first one I started with, and I'm used to its weight. Crystal pendulums are usually very light, and I have a crystal pendulum. I call it a volunteer because I asked all my crystals, "Hey, anyone want to be my pendulum?" And that one said yes, and so I made it into a pendulum. Unfortunately, that crystal pendulum swings the opposite way. So it's a rebel pendulum. So I don't use it that often because it confuses me. But you can also use keys as a pendulum or necklaces. But something for me, something that conducts electricity is a lot better and more responsive for me. But it can be different for you. So I
Mhm.
encourage you to try different things and see how things work out for you.
I just am putting into my chat. I have done 2 laugh and learns about pendulums
Oh.
on my channel, and I did them with Chris Yao, uh, Deborah, Purple Elephant Deb H, and I think Angela was part of that, or she was supposed to be part of that. So those are on my channel. You can do a search for those. Just go to my channel and type in um, pendulum in the search. So because it is one of those things that it can be very personal. A pendulum
Mhm,
can be anything that has enough weight to swing
mhm.
and to move when you're holding it. So there's the old wives' tale about figuring out the gender of the child using the wedding band and thread, and you can tell what what gender the child is or something like that. So you can do all sorts of
Interesting.
stuff. Yeah, yeah. So Barb keeps her crystal pendulum on a selenite block so that it's cleared and ready to use. Yeah. Yes. Please check those out. I think they're really good. And Maru, hello Maru, put together a necklace with 3 pendants. By the way, they hung together. They turned into a pendulum instead. Yeah. And so for me, because I need to answer the own question that I said I was going to, I have an opinion. Like I said, anything that has enough weight to swing,
Mhm.
anything that you are comfortable with using, and when you first start using it, always check yes or no. Ask it a couple of different questions, and go from there. It's a tool. It's a
Mhm.
connection. Sometimes we outgrow tools.
Yes.
Sometimes tools decide to hide on us.
That's also true.
They they disappear. And I remember when I first got a pendulum, it was some sort of an earthy jasper or something like that. Uh, um, and I carried it around with me to help me connect with it. Well, and I lost it. And I mean, I lost it. And a year
Mhm.
later, I found it outside my fence while I was cutting grass.
Well, it was
Okay.
the right time for you to use it.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, I'm going to take a sip. We have
Okay.
more and more people who are here. Thanks everybody for being here. Mm.
Take a sip, everyone.
Yeah. By the way, what are you drinking? Do you have a beverage of choice?
Oh, I just drink water.
Okay. I love a
Yeah.
good water. I drink a
Hmm.
lot of water when I first wake up in the morning.
Yeah,
So
water and then coffee for me.
I am the same way. I'm the same way. I drink, and everybody has heard this probably. So, by the way, this is my show. You can all watch. But I drink 3 of these within about an hour when I wake up. So there's 3 quarts of water because I know I'm dehydrated.
Hmm.
Um, one of the things that you do is tell me about releasing emotional baggage.
Okay. So, we have an energy body. So I think that is the immortal part of the body, because, and I say immortal because we take that energy body for every incarnation. Since our first incarnation, we've had that energy body. And
Hmm.
whenever we feel emotions, we take on, or something in that energy body changes based on that emotion, because emotion is also energy. And
Yes.
whenever there's something that may be traumatic or something that's really big, and we feel big emotions and big energy, we don't always get to process that. Partly because sometimes we don't know how to, or that we
Mhm.
are very young to know how to. And so that energy gets trapped in our energy body, or that emotional energy gets trapped in our body. It doesn't end, or it doesn't, we don't necessarily let it go, all
Mhm.
of it, especially when there are big ones. And
Yeah.
so, and most of the time, those are the traumatic experiences that we
Mhm.
have. And so we carry them from lifetime to lifetime. And sometimes they surface for us to clear them.
Okay. Yes.
So part of my work is to really get into the reason or the origin of that trapped emotional baggage, because when they surface, it affects us in different ways. One of the ways that it affects us is like, you know how we get triggered with things and we don't know what reason triggered
Yeah.
us. Like there is something that happens and we react to it disproportionately. And this is something that is like just an example. When you see a cabbage, for example, and for some people it's just a cabbage, but for you it triggers an emotional response, like you cry seeing a cabbage and you don't know where it came from.
Right.
So you may want to look into the past, because you might have had an experience with that cabbage. And I might be using a bad example. A cabbage may be an experience that you have, not necessarily just a thing.
Yes.
Yeah, but there are things that trigger us that we may not know about, or we may not understand about. And so that's how I help other people. I release that, or we, and me and my spirit team release that emotional baggage. We identify where it is trapped in the emotional body or in the energy body.
And I hear you because you do a regular show with Linda De Gonzalez, Into the Ether,
Yes.
the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month.
Hmm.
Um, and you always ask permission if
Hmm.
someone wants this cleared, things cleared.
Yes.
So, why is it important for you to ask permission?
I ask permission not only to clear but also to read other people. When you put your question in, that is a permission that you're allowing me to read your energy body. I
Hmm.
think our energy body is a very private part of our body, because energy cannot lie. And when we look into our energy body, or we look into other people's energy body, we are seeing the deepest parts of that person. And it's
Hmm.
a very intimate and very private part of themselves. But whenever we're doing clearings, I also ask for permission, because it's not something that I can do by myself. It is, um, I need to establish a rapport as well with my client, and that client needs to give their permission and give their own willingness to release that emotional baggage. It's very empowering for them.
Hmm. I
Mhm.
like how you said that they need to give their permission to help release that, and
Mhm.
that's very powerful. I'm pausing a minute because that's really resonating, and I'm wanting that to ripple out there. Part of this beautiful feeling of the emotional body, it's a very intimate aspect.
Mhm.
So approaching it with a great deal of respect and nurturing, it's, we can start the process.
Mhm.
I also think by I also think that yes, they put the question into the chat,
Mhm.
and by them actually acknowledging that they want help clearing it is another important part. That's twice that they're putting in their mind that it's time to let this go, or time to deal with this a little bit more
Yeah.
directly so that they can sort through it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think there are some people, or many people don't realize that whenever you put a question in and whenever you allow clearing, you are welcoming change. And that's very powerful for yourself. I hope people feel empowered whenever they realize, or they think about that.
Yeah. That's well said. There's a great deal of power in naming things.
Mm-hmm.
Especially you had mentioned we have a reaction that is disproportionate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's going on? And when we name that, then we can control it and we can address it appropriately.
Yeah. In psychology, we say we name it to tame it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes.
It's like that.
So some more people have asked some questions. Eternal Light said, "I've learned through my guides, if you harvest and transmute those negative emotions, you can use that energy to enhance your own positivity. We need to understand how to use both equally to progress."
Hmm.
That makes good sense. And Iron Firehorse Irene said, I so agree with both the healer and the person working together.
Hmm.
Um, when I was doing postgraduate work in psychology and therapy, part of the comment was is if the therapist is working harder than the patient, it's not working. So, and Michelle Marie said, I hear that clearing is key. Exalted Saturn Pluto conjunction in the sixth house equals lots of hidden enemies. I'm learning appropriate boundaries in this birth. That's great. Yeah. You can't heal unless you want to.
True.
Hmm.
That's why whenever I do the clearance, I give them a chance to say no as well. Because I respect, and I respect that it might not be time for them yet.
Yes.
And yeah, that's also okay. We all heal in our own time.
That's beautiful. Say that again. I think people need to, I want people to hear that.
Yeah. We all heal in our own time. There's no rush in healing. So don't
Mhm.
pressure yourself.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And and a lot of times I've actually said to people, you know, Gerald, getting really personal, but I've had people who were doing energy work on me, and they were like going, boy, this is really what was the claggy here is a good word. But do you want me to clear it? And my what I heard was, no,
Hmm.
I don't want you to clear it. And this was a good massage person, Reiki person, who was like going, okay. And it was just like, okay. And
Hmm.
the next time I came back to them, I had done enough of my own stuff that it wasn't there anymore. I just needed to have somebody go, ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes readings are also like that. Like you just need to really understand the origin, and you don't need the person to clear it for you, because you can clear it yourself. That's also empowering.
yes, yeah. And some coping mechanisms are still needed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's and yeah, it's really powerful. I think this is a really great okay, it might be scary if we don't know what to expect, I think.
Hmm.
Very, very good point. Very
Hmm.
good point. That brings up when you are talking to a reader, Gerald's going to get here. Jared's going to get on his little soapbox right now. My soapbox is if you aren't sure about something that a reader is doing or telling you,
You,
ask the question.
yeah.
If you can't get an answer that you don't understand, that's a bit of a concern for me,
Hmm.
and I make adjustments from there. What do you think about that?
I think that's a very valid emotion to feel. That's usually why I tell the person, okay, this is how it is affecting you. And when we do the clearing, this is what's going to happen. And usually it's a physical release, like burping,
Yeah.
passing gas,
Hmm.
and sometimes stretching as well, because those are signs that we are doing energy release. But I also encourage people, if you don't understand something, you can always, or at least for me, you can email me to get to know more about some
Sure.
topics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think it's oh yeah. Um, raise those tiny hands on that soapbox. There you go. There you go. So, um, there is amazing chat going on. Thank you, best chatters. You are really bringing it. I am missing some of the stuff, but I'm going through as best as we can. So, um, Diane, what
Mhm.
divination tools do you use? And do you have a favorite divination topic?
Oh, usually I've shown my pendulums, two of them.
Mhm.
These two are my favorite pendulums. One is Thor's hammer, and this is just the copper one. It doesn't register very well on camera, so I rarely use this on camera. But I use this on my side, just for um,
Sure.
precision. I call it the precision pendulum. So this
Oh,
is
okay.
something that I use on camera for clearings.
Yes.
So yeah, this is my favorite divination tool, the pendulum. But I
Mhm.
also have decks that I use. Oops, where's that? I have some decks behind me and on
Mhm.
my shelves. So there we go.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah, and
And
then
you
I
also
also have
you also have
uh,
some figurines up there too.
yeah, those are Legos.
You like Legos?
Yeah, I do. I love building them.
Okay. Okay, go on.
Okay,
Go on. So finish up. You were saying.
okay. Yeah, so you asked me earlier about the first deck that I owned, and I think
What was
this
your
is
first?
one of the first ones. It's
Mhm.
called the Chubby Bunny Tarot.
Oh yeah.
I think this one was on Pinterest or Etsy. I can't recall which one, but
Hmm.
I have it, and it has very cute. It has very cute images of bunnies.
Yes,
So this is one of my favorite ones, and the very first one that I owned, I think.
I love that. Well, and I always think for people, your pick a deck that resonates with you.
Yeah.
I mean, don't don't. I mean, why would you don't pick something because people say, "Oh, well, you have to have this deck." No, you don't.
Yeah, no,
I
you
mean,
don't. Purchase responsibly.
yes, yeah. There you go. Lego Lovers League member.
Thank you.
There you go. And yeah. Oh, and yeah. Purchase responsibly. Know your limits. We're here to share, not to sell. but and I have to say, when I do find out that someone who reads tarot is not familiar with the Robin Wood tarot, I will do things like send them copies of it and find it and get it into their hands because it's just me. So
I'm
uh,
not familiar. I'm going to Google that later to see what it looks like.
oh,
You're turning red, Gerald. I'm
I,
going to Google it.
yeah. No, this is the back.
Oh,
So
that's gorgeous.
it's not for everyone. It's very RWS. So, but I have done deck chasuals about it and all. So, anyhow, do me the favor. Yeah, there you go. Oh my gosh. And Timmy from Raven Tarot Meditation said, I stepped on a Lego once in bare feet.
That's ouch.
That is ouch. That is ouch. So tell us about your YouTube channel. I
Mhm.
mean, because guess what? You just started your YouTube channel like in April or May?
Yeah. I started it when Linda de Gonzalez, our mutual friend, invited me to guest on her show, and I simulcasted it. I wasn't thinking of building a channel then. I just thought, hey, maybe if in the future I think of, opening up my own channel, I would know how to simulcast. That was the initial thought. That's why I simulcasted that show. But afterward, I was being, well, guided to opening my own. I don't want to say pushed, but it kind of felt that way during that time
I
because I
don't
would
know.
ask for, you offer public readings on your YouTube shows, and I would go on to them and ask for messages from my guides. It would always be about like, do this for others, share your gift with others, and I'm like, initially I don't have the platform to do that. That was my first concern. And then when I told them that I don't have that platform, they told me, we're working on something for you. Just wait. And so I waited. And after a week, Linda de Gonzalez invited me to her own channel. So I'm like, whoa, is this it? No, you didn't. You didn't bully me.
She
You,
doesn't want to say, but Linda bullied her.
no, 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 Linda, you didn't. You asked me at the right time. Just
Well, yeah, and Ingrid is glad you started your own channel, and so
thank you.
yes, thank you. It was the Robin Wood Tarot. So somebody had asked what's that? It's the Robin Wood Tarot. So it's the and here's the book. By the way, I think the book, the Robin Wood Tarot, the book is out of print, so it may be challenging to get. So yeah. Oh yeah. Linda, you mean encouraged. Oh,
Yeah, I'm very thankful to Linda for inviting me to that channel and trusting me to read with her because it really jump started things for me. I learned a lot. Most of the things that I know about my channel are things that I learned from Linda. And from what I heard from Linda, these are things that she learned from you, Gerald. So thank you.
I am happy to help people who are working on a channel. I'm happy to help them. Linda and I actually did a laugh and learn. We did two laugh and learns about
Mhm.
starting a YouTube channel. So I
Yeah.
think there's really useful information. So, um, okay, so you've started your YouTube channel.
Hmm.
You only need 41 people to get 41 people to subscribe to you to get to 300.
Wow.
So,
Thank you.
so again, go over and like and subscribe. In let's just say I'm going to encourage you to think a little differently.
Hmm.
And what what is one thing that you hope to have on your channel within the next year?
In the next year, I think I've been wanting to do like a master class for pendulums, and I want to put that up
Ooh, okay.
on my channel. But I'm thinking of doing that when I hit 500 subscribers, so I can do the membership and do it on like membership thing.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, you need 500 to be able to get that and all that.
Yeah,
So,
I would have started it if I had that, but yeah, it's something like that, and maybe when I work up the courage, maybe get some guests on my channel.
I would be happy to be a guest on your channel, no obligation whatsoever.
Okay.
I would be happy to be a guest. So feel free. So Ingrid is saying, do it. And this is how I would say it. Do it. Do
Do
it.
it.
Do it. Sonia's all
Do
cool.
it. No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Yeah. So Bernadette said, please be a guest on mine.
Okay.
There you go. So Linda's got her bossy pants on. So, and Linda Kelzer just subscribed to Diane's channel.
Oh, thank you so much, Linda.
Um, and and wait a minute, is this something that I can do? Wait a minute. Here you go.
What's happening?
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I heard the clap.
Apparently, StreamYard now has um, the ability to do sound effects. Bernadette has a podcast.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. All the cool kids are doing it.
Ooh.
So there you go. Oh yeah, there you go. So okay, so your YouTube channel.
Mhm.
Before I get to my last question, what are some of the things you want people to know about you? Because believe it or not, we're almost at an hour.
Oh, right. I didn't notice that. Time flies when we're having fun.
Yes, I think so. So, oh, and Witchy Trista says, I've only been able to catch a few of your episodes due to work conflicts, but I've loved what I've seen. You have a wonderful energy, and George says hi if you happen to remember him.
I remember. George is one of Trista's guides.
Oh, okay. See, it's funny because when I have contact with people's guides, they don't often tell me their names. They just tell me to tell them the thing that they've been trying to tell the person,
Yeah, like a
and the
message.
person hasn't been listening to it because I get to be the person who gets to be pushy. I get to say, "Hey," anyhow. So, what do you want? Else do you want people to know about you?
Oh, that I do offer private readings. Again, the links are in the description. The things that you see on YouTube is only a fraction of the
Yes.
things that we actually do. I think you know this as well, Gerald. When we
Hmm.
do private readings, we get to know people more personally, on a personal level, and really connect with them, and really give them the things that we can't say, like on YouTube.
Hmm.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, someone asked me or asked, where are you located, Gerald? I am in Ohio in the United States. So Bonzo asks, do either of you guys ever use the I Ching?
Not me, Bonzo.
I
How about
I
you, Cheryl?
I don't. It's a curiosity for me. I haven't had enough time to sit down and to actually study it. So, Bernadette said, "How do I listen to my guides when I don't understand what they're saying?"
Sometimes it comes as light language or like telepathic, so they don't come out as words. The messages that may come in are just emotions or thoughts, and it takes some practice, and also sitting still and listening in and really just trying to understand it
Mhm.
through the heart and not through the mind. At
Yeah.
least that's what worked for me.
Hmm. I think the thing for me is it is one of those things that it's part of it is I have to be quiet enough to hear what they're saying. So,
Yeah.
which is challenging. Which can
It
be
is.
challenging because if Gerald's an external thinker, he's a talker, he's an extrovert, that's where he gets his energy. And so sometimes I'm like blah 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 blah. Blah. So,
But
but
we can also connect with our guides while we're doing active meditations, or we're doing like repetitive things actively, like running or jogging. For me, the weirdest time I received messages from my guides was while I was chopping vegetables
oh, okay.
because it was repetitive, and I'm just like, dun,
Mhm.
dun, 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 dun. Hey, doing meditation. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So my last question is, what brings you joy?
Oh, what brings me joy? I like creating with my hands.
Okay.
So one of the things that brings me joy is building like those Lego things that you see above my shelf. Those are anime Legos. So you see Naruto and One Piece characters there. I love building with my hands, so that's one of the things that I do. I love walking, just walking and seeing whatever is around me. That brings me a lot of joy, and also connecting with people brings me joy.
Yeah.
And yeah, but most of the time and pretty recently, I love working with my hands. Like, there was a bike that I was repairing this past week, so that brought me a lot of joy. And
Hmm.
also, I do carpentry and woodworking. I know you knit with Linda.
Well, I do knit and I quilt and
Yeah,
all that stuff, and I'm just like, going, is there anything you don't do, Diane?
there's a lot.
Okay. Okay. So, um, okay, we did have another question,
Hmm.
and there's okay. About the pendulum board, is that acceptable, but not to use Ouija boards?
Oh, those are different.
Yeah, they're a different
Yeah.
purpose,
Hmm.
but I would say that the chart that you have works out really nicely. It's cool.
Hmm.
That would work. That would work out well. So, and this has brought me a lot of joy. Oh my
Me
goodness.
too, Gerald.
And again, it's Diane G. Now you have a name and a face that can match.
Yeah.
So this is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Do like and subscribe to the channels because all of the contact information is in the description so that you can show support for both of our channels. You can schedule readings with us individually. I'm just like going, I don't, I was just like going, are Diane G and I going to do readings together? I don't know. Stay tuned. Maybe she'll host me. Maybe. So
Maybe.
yeah, maybe. So, um, but and Diane, thank you so much for sharing your story. And it's so wonderful to hear the authenticity that's coming through and the continued excitement for what you're exploring.
Yeah,
So,
every day we learn something new.
hmm yes, yes. Um, if you after you watch this video, if you're watching it on the playback, leave us a comment to share what your biggest takeaway was about this. And I think it's one of these things. I'm working on getting the playback to have chapters in it so that you can find out that information. But we'll learn that process. This is, of course, available as a podcast on YouTube Music. So feel free to connect that way. In the meantime, where will you be next, Diane?
I will be appearing again on my own channel. I have a weekly show called Soul Cloud. The next one is going to be on Sunday, and we will be talking about chakras.
Ah,
That's going to be
okay.
fun,
Okay.
hopefully.
And what'll be important is for everyone to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so they can be notified of when you go live.
Yeah,
That's the key, everybody. And
yeah.
Had Enough is sad that they've been late and missed it. But it's still very cool. So all right, I want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you very much, Diane. This has been delightful.
Thank
And
you, Gerald, and thank you, everyone.
yes, and we will see everybody the next time we're together. Take care. Bye.